Please reset. There we go. How you doing?
I had no idea how far I'd go.
The number of friendly residents in this valley is quite impressive.
What a perfect day for sailing.
How have you been anyway?
Morning, everyone.
Yeah, you're up. No, no. Now it's the regular time.
Never forget kindness can defeat anything.
Regular time for me. My doctor's appointment was alright. It was actually a dentist appointment. I need a wisdom teeth pulled out. I really don't want that. I'm gonna have to find out the cost of it. A classic yellow.
When I tell Grimsby about this place, you're never gonna believe it.
Well, it's a normal time for me. It's 6:30. Maybe daylight savings end or begin for you. Oh, we had the daylight savings, so we set our clocks back an hour and set, there you go. Yeah, it's normal time for me still. This is the new time I'm on. Probably even less convenient for you.
So, you're in charge. Shall I practice my curtsy?
got 11. So at least I'll be done with that. As long as I keep on focusing on the one, like the Majesty. I'll chip away. And 2 minutes. Heartbreakers, obviously. Alright, so I think we'll... harvest. Now I have been logging in and doing some harvesting. We're just using the machine now. So, I'm gonna harvest them. There we go. Oh, over here. Little gathering over here. Very gone.
Oh, you poor unfortunate soul.
Hello, my dear.
Almost caught up with quests. Nice. Ready for the new expansion, like. Oh, that's gonna be a bit of a change. Again, I'm very surprised at like the lack of build up. Like, I mean, it's good that they don't tease things out, but also, like, if you're doing a huge expansion and essentially a huge jolt to your game's player base, I think they'll give them like at least like a month, maybe 2 months, of just trying to build up that hype, you know. Yeah, Teenager Pilot. Have you unlocked them, or you haven't even got that far yet? Actually,
How's it going?
I give this village.
you've been playing Dinkum. Oh, yeah, that's very good. How are you enjoying it?
Oh?
They're both unlocked, just have to level them to the quest. Yeah, great. Get to that baseline, at least have them ready to go. Because I guess if you level them up, it does unlock some quests potentially in the future, because some quests are locked until you get another character to a certain level. At least you don't need to worry about that. Loving Dinkum, better with multiplayer, and playing in the mines. Do you play with other people, or do you? I know you can, but I didn't realize you were playing it with other people. Sorry, I'm just replying to somebody. Hey, Mr. Tanker. Thought I missed you say by a minute. Why'd it end? It ended early because I had to go to a doctor's appointment. You would know if you listened to the podcast. Oh, to the podcast. Hi, Jen. The task tracker is awesome. One of the best features. Yeah, it's long overdue. You know, it's one of those things that everyone complained about. Sorry, I missed you. I missed you popping. I wasn't used to a new person popping in. But yeah, the tracker is really good, especially how I'm now just in kind of grind mode of just trying to. You know, the one I should actually be tracking is like. That's the one I'm actually close to. It's definitely good for like end game stuff, and it seems like that they're starting to focus more on end game content. Or I wouldn't say content, I'd say features, in game features, like the tracker. So it turns out, I need 2 wisdom teeth pulled out, and because of my medical condition, I have to actually go have surgery for it. So. dump things away and then update my spreadsheet. There you go. And my handy dandy spreadsheet. So go to pineapple. Oh, we actually deleted pineapple. Alright. So I got 40, 45 plus 5 and then 4. Why is it wrong? Oh, that's 40. Oh, 45. Yeah, 45. Yeah. I just need speeds. Yeah, all done. So I'm just gonna have to get the seeds for that. Time for the spreadsheet time. Yeah, I'll put a link in the Discord on it. I think I got a read only copy it. Alright, now we have to update the cumin. I'm not going to show the spreadsheet every time, but if anyone wants to see the spreadsheet, I can go. Gosh. Creamy. Hello, bud. I'll go away. No one watches me. Okay. I don't even know why I do it. Alright, so what we want to do is get the seeds. And we probably won't replant the pineapples yet. I know, we'll replant. Replant it. Oh, because I need to move things. Because cabbage is going to be next month. Maybe I'll just replant cabbage.
Good to see you.
Buy those. Buy some cabbage seeds.
Oh.
So we won't replant the pineapple yet, but we'll just replant the cabbage. We'll get rid of those. Those crops need to be on this side. That's Cinderella's side. I need... Where they definitely must have changed the spawn for Glimmer. So I typically only get Glimmer now. Used to be like a really easy way of getting that. Oh. No, just me. So we're gonna try and stick to my schedule today. And by that, I mean switch over at 7:30, get my coffee. Everything I get. At least it'll be easy to grind out Glimmer now. That's all 1+. But you don't really need Glimmer once you got all the pieces. Or once you get all the items. Depending on, I guess, how many items you want. I think I'll have more like the old-fashioned way. Got 16 Glimmer, no, oops. Come on. God damn. Not my luck. Really not my luck. This one day. That's 20 Glimmer now? Yeah, you can grind that Glimmer like a lot more easily nowadays. Dedicated to get at least something. What's next? I'll go Milan. I don't like Frozen. Frozen's the one I like the least, just because there's so much traveling. It's just too big. And you have to go everywhere for it. I realized we haven't actually had a lot of rounds being added since the beginning. We only got like 9 rounds, which you would think there'd be more. Low. There we go, finally. Nice push. Frozen round creature out. It's too empty. I think that's the reason. Like most of the rounds that feel very kind of absent of life. And I think that doesn't help creepiness factor. I'm surprised they're not utilizing the realms a bit more. Alright, well. And we're gonna remake all these areas for video. So I'm gonna just let those fill in themselves. But I do need two other crop spaces for here. But tightly packed, isn't it? I mean, I do have room over here. Chris. I mean, I could put the crops up here. Or garden feature, I don't know. I like how they, yeah, they reused the Lion King realm for Timon and Pumbaa. I'm glad they did, because like I was disappointed when Eve was in Eternity Isle and not in Wally's realm, because Wally's realm just seems like it's like open to be expanded on, and I thought that's what they were going to do.
Morning, everyone.
But they seem to always one and done realms, which I don't really understand. Well, this motivated to get me on. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's more fun playing the game while listening to someone play it. It's like radio. But yeah, I'm surprised they don't utilize realms a bit more. Because yeah, like Beauty and the Beast, that realm is like prime for more characters to be added into that realm, because there's so many doors that are shut and so many areas you can't go into. It seems a bit silly not to use it, so I'd be interested to see what they do there. Did you finish all the quests? Yeah, I always. I finish everything pretty much on the next. I've only got daily quests that I pick up once in a while, or when I'm bored. But yeah, I did most of it. I typically smash it all out quite quickly after the update. Alright. Where will I push? This is the problem, I don't really have a lot of room. Like that. Maybe. This is my my time bending market, where I've got all my time bending stuff laid out. But because no one can actually come to Eternity Isle, I don't need to worry about anyone stealing any. I think, yeah, that would actually be enough room for crops there. I don't. Oh, want to. We can put. There you go. And then I can build a path down that way. The coffee shop seems too hidden away though. See? Like I need to open this up a little bit. this is ADHD in a nutshell. It's kind of gone a bit crazy. I just moved one little thing, and now I have to remodel the whole goddamn area. Coffee shop can be. Oh god, I leave my shower, come back to find this. Yeah. The joys of being a mod, mate. You always need it when you're away. They sense it. A lot of new faces, which is cool. A little bit more. All right. On the coffee shop. The coffee shop there. Move the mic here. Are you going to get storybook? Yeah, I will. We'll probably do what we did before, and I'll do a 12-hour stream. Like I did with Attorney Isle. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. Really excited for it. It's good to get. I think I'm more excited this one than Eternity Isle. Because they've had time. They've done one run of it. They've done an expansion pack, and they've worked out, or they've at least seen what works, what doesn't. So it'll be interesting to see what their second run is like, and how it improves upon their first go at it. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a fence there, Dave. You've screwed this up, Dave. You need to kind of build the. And there's so many features there that I'd be interested to see how they work out. I think the islands one, though, the more I think about it, the more I think it's a really good concept. I don't think they're going to execute it as well as they probably should. I think people are going to one and done it or use it for like just experimentation with items and stuff. I don't think they're actually going to use it for. Well, they're not going to use it as much as the devs probably think they will. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. That down a little bit. Because I think what people wanted, it was more room in Dreamlight Valley. They weren't looking for another space to build in. They just wanted more room in Dreamlight Valley so they can make a bigger like overall design. Just in my opinion, I don't know whether that's true for everybody. So because there's no land bridge, and I mean it would be cool, like the more like actually it would be cool to make some mazes in there. So like you can invite your friends over to run for a maze. I think that would be pretty cool. So that idea is solid to do something like that. But I don't know. I wanted more room in Dreamlight Valley. I didn't want another space. I plan to turn at least two islands in pumpkin passes. See, I think a majority are going to probably use it for that. I plan to switch so the item limit is a low. Yeah, actually you make a good point, because I'm on PC, so I've got my item limit's huge. I've never had that issue, but I can definitely see console players having that frustration. So yeah, you actually make a very good point. That's probably a huge factor in why people would probably use it more. It does, though, seem like they've resigned to the fact they're not going to be able to fix the item limit problem. Kind of feels like they're hinting at, kind of like, they're like, oh, all right, we can't really do any better than this. Which sucks, but I kind of understand it because it sounds like it's a memory problem, rather than something that they can actually fix. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll make this our cooking area over here. All the cookers. Character. Go. There should still be enough room. Yeah, should. Because I personally wanted more room in Dreamlight Valley. And I get the fact we're getting something because better than nothing, and I'm fully aware of that. I just don't think it's going to fix. It's not going to scratch the itch that I kind of wanted it to scratch, I guess I'm trying to say. Alright, so we'll do the other. Alright, we'll leave that cabbage growing there. I kind of thought they're going to turn each biome into its own render zone. Felt like they could have saved the item limit. I think it will lose what they were going for. Like, Dreamlight Valley would stop feeling like a valley if they did that. And I think that's what they're trying to avoid. Because I want more of a community feel. Like, feels like there's a lot missing from when you build a valley, you build these amazing designs. You just don't see enough of the characters interacting with all the pieces that you've built. And I think separating them even more probably would do the opposite. But I get what you're saying, yeah. And I think that they must have hit a problem of it's harder to add more stuff to Dreamlight Valley, even though it's kind of like set up for new biomes to be added to it. I think it's easier to add a biome than add more space to it. But I'm surprised they didn't just add an island with a land bridge. I would have been happy with that. So I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, they could always change it. I mean, game development is hard, but there's also do some interesting things. Alright, well, let's get back to finding. What should we go for now? Who does lemon grow? According to my handy dandy spreadsheet, I saw this. Oh, no, filter by color. Cool. All right. So next on my list, so bamboo. These top four here. Well, these top four. Can't. I mean, bamboo. I probably could slowly grind out, but it would be very, very slow going. And also paprika. The melon is the next one on that list. Where does melon grow? Melon grows the glittering dunes. Okay, that's the glittering dunes one. All right, we can smash out melon. Smash out some melons, eh? There's about 0 stacks there. Oh, it's because I plussed it. Alright, that's what we're going to work on. We're going to focus on melons. But overall, I'm excited because I think they're getting a lot more that's starting to break away from the original vision, and that's a good thing because it means they're actually going to be like saying what else can we do instead of like this is our goal, this is what we've got the baseline. I think they've got the baseline, they've got the right monetization strategy, and it seems to be working for them at the moment because they're not changing much. If anything, they're just adding little bits and pieces there, like to the shop. So they with the shop, they're not. This doesn't feel egregious, and it doesn't feel like it's gameplay limiting. They have stuck with cosmetic, and they've like, how can we make cosmetically it better without taking away? And I think little things like the flying. Flying's a good example of what the little things they can add, which will help their monetization and basically sustain their future without taking away from the gameplay itself. And I think they've done really well with that. So I think they've found the right model. I think Dream Bundles is an opportunity which I don't think they're diving to like enough into, because I really liked. I felt like the Vanessa bundle was teetering on the line of gameplay change, but not like, but in a very limiting way. Like it does make my life easier for walking on land. But whether it changes gameplay enough to be an advantage or not, I don't know. It's a slight, I would say it's a slight advantage, but very, very, very slight. But I would like to see a little bit more Dream Bundles. Probably less of the Wally, more of the Vanessa kind of style. That it feels like an actual kind of reward. That skin was really good. And I'd like to see more of that. I wouldn't like to see them put a character behind it. I think that's a little bit too far. I hope they don't go down that route. Makes me nervous that they might, but hopefully best first.
It's almost like we stepped inside.
Alright. Here we go. So those are all done now. Where's the cabbage? I won't be able to complete these ones by the expansion, but the goal is to get as many. I've got a feeling they're going to change these, and I don't know if they're going to change them for the better or the worse. Because it feels like the tea is very underused. I'm pretty much just gathering them to be prepared. Alright. Cool. So melon is going to be the next big one we smash out. So from a food point of view, 46 away. 46 ones I need to finish. So then growing is the big one. Melon. How's the habit of remembering where I put it? Alright. Hold on. Oh, why am I doing that? Alright, I probably need to grind out that, but let's harvest the plains. I want to get to a point where I've done all the farming that I can, done all the gathering I can, and I'm just waiting on the ones that take time to spawn, and then I can just use the machines once in a while. Alright, I need all of these. So I'm just going to do a big harvest of all. I don't have the machines yet. I have to steal machines. Alright, we'll steal the machines. Harvest. I'm okay with the layout of it. Might have to do like one day where I just grind out mists and get the machines done. The last one go on. Go. Get out of here. I got irrationally mad at Property Senpai's review of the showcase the other day, because he did exactly what I thought he would do and be petty, and he annoys the hell out of me because he should be. He's got one of the biggest Dreamlight Valley audiences, but he doesn't help it out. I was like watching people's reviews of the showcase, right? And he released a video of his version of the showcase. He deliberately cut the community part of the showcase. You know, in the community part where they're kind of showing like, you know, they're doing the montage of like different creators and stuff. He cut that completely from his version. Doesn't even acknowledge it. He just completely cut it. Like, instead of like watching it and go, oh, I remember that. Look at these awesome creators, and you know, being like just overall supportive, like he tries to give off. He just cut it. And I get the excuse he could say, avoiding copyright, all that. Nah, you know that's not the reason he did it. And it's fake. And I think that's why he annoys me so much. He comes across as ungenuine and fake to me. Like he's saying XYZ because the audience likes XYZ rather than that's how he genuinely feels. And so it really bothered me. Like, I thought he would do something like that because I wanted to see whether he would like mention how he wasn't featured. And I've got a feeling he might have said it during that piece, like showing his disappointment or something like that. I haven't actually seen how he actually reacted because I know he live streamed it, but I don't actually know how he actually reacted during that period. Talking about Senpai, yeah, talking about Senpai, how he deliberately edited out the community set portion of his review of the Spotlight. Just so anti everybody else, it just baffles me. Like, I'm anti everyone else because I'm a horrible person, but at least just, I don't know. Alright, so how long does melon take to grow? $30 minutes. Okay. We could do a couple of runs of this. Alright, so we're gonna steal the machines over here. It feels like I have more of these machines, but for some reason I don't know why. I swear I had more. Maybe they're okay. What are they called? What are they? I'm gonna search for them. Regular, ancient, no, advanced. Okay. I had more of them. Alright, so those ones are going there. Have I only got 4? Alright. I'll steal these. So where I thought I had maxed out all gardening machines. Apparently I didn't. It must have been one of those ADHD projects that I started and then just never finished it. I can't even remember what menu it pops up in. Most appliance? Yeah, I know. Why don't I just pick up mine? And then I'll type in advanced and it should pop up. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so I just need more. Alright, well, let's plant them now. That's the next grind. What? Did I not have enough? I didn't have enough. Alright. I need somebody.
Seems like this
I'm
valley
getting- what
brings
do you have?
lots of good folks together.
Remember, even miracles take a little time.
What do we need? We need about 1,000. Start.
Being brave doesn't mean looking for trouble. At least that's what my father said.
Yeah, but you never listened to your father, did you? You got your father killed, Simba, by not listening to that advice. So, like, you can't go around saying, my father was so wise, he told me this, when you didn't even listen to his damn advice. Don't go looking for trouble, so you went looking for trouble. Simba's one of those, like, characters that don't really understand why everyone wanted him back. Like, but I get Scar was bad, but I think they only wanted him back because Scar was bad. It wasn't because, like, he could actually help the situation.
Everyone here has been wonderful.
You just ate your lunch, of course, potatoes, it was delicious. Don't you have an election thing to do today? I don't know, isn't the US election like today or something like that? Today or tomorrow, something like that. It is soon. I just want it over and done with so we stop hearing about it. Oh my god. I have to sell.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Hmm? Hey there! Wow!
Cool. Alright. So that's growing, so we've got about half an hour to kill. So it is 7:30 my time. Now's the time where we get coffee and I switch over my wires. Hey Kiwi! How you been? I've been good. Oh, not really good, because I went to the dentist yesterday and found out I had to pull two wisdom teeth out. And I have to go to the hospital because of my particular medical condition. So that sucks. And I have to get fillings. Dentists are expensive over here, man. Crazy. It's like our equivalent of like the US healthcare system over here. It's like it's unreasonably expensive. No envious. I guess we'll find out. I mean, they've put an urgent appointment through, and we'll see how that goes. If it's too expensive, I'm just gonna say no, because I mean they're not bothering me. They just said like based off my medical condition. Because believe it or not, your heart, and your mouth hygiene actually apparently go hand in hand. There's some weird connection between like your mouth hygiene and your heart, which I don't fully understand, but apparently they're connected to each other. So like if you got bad mouth hygiene, you typically have more heart problems. And I don't really understand why, but apparently it's a thing. Alright, again, don't freak out everyone, this is gonna be
This place is so strange.
Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. I'm going to get a coffee. I'm going to get away from... Actually, no, we'll port to Plaza. My daughter has a heart murmur when she was younger and had a lot of dental work. She always has to take antibiotics 3 days before a procedure. Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand it, but I mean, there's enough, you know, obviously there is a link. I mean, I'm no doctor. Check here, I got all my meds. My mum kind of told me straight as a kid, if I didn't brush my teeth, I'll die. I freaked out ever since. Well, the dentist told me 2 things that I thought were actually bad for your teeth that I should start doing. One was flossing, and 2 was electric toothbrush. And I was told that those 2 things were actually bad for you. Turns out I was completely wrong. So those are 2 things I'm going to have to start doing. Why would flossing be bad for you? I don't know. I was told that. I got told it was like it weakened your gums as you did it. It was like softening up your gums and making them worse. I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. It was just what I was saying. Alright, some melons now. By who? I don't know. One of the things I got told once, and I just always believed it. Alright, broccoli. As someone who didn't floss, by the sounds of it, that was just wrong. Someone just told me the wrong thing, and I just believed it because it was one of those things that didn't really matter. You know when you get told something and you're like, oh yeah, sure. Because it's like, it's plausible, but it's not really affecting your life. That was the one of those things. Like, if someone told me there was like 62 states in America, I'd probably believe it. Because I'd be like, it doesn't affect my life and I don't give a shit. And it doesn't actually hurt anyone, so. 17. I think there's like, what's it, 50, 51 states, something like that. Dave, I didn't realize you're so gullible. Yasmin. There is probably several things that you believe that aren't actually true. Like, did you know my birthday is on the 13th of November and I'm turning 40? Which part of that is not true?
Just doing my job.
You're not turning 40. I am turning 40. You're so gullible. Of February. It is in February. You're not turning 50, you'll be 38. It is in February. I'm not turning 50. I'm not turning 50 at all. I can't believe you've been flossing. Well, I couldn't believe that you were getting married and you didn't tell us. Remember that bit, Yasmin? Do you remember that time where you spent a year in this chat and you never mentioned the fact that you were getting married? And then I come back from surgery and then you're like, oh, I'm married now. Remember that? Remember sharing is caring and all that, and you criticized me for that? To be fair, more people don't floss than people that do. Yeah, it's true. Let me try and I'm trying to sort my spreadsheet properly, and it's not sorting it properly. I don't know. There you go, I sorted it. Oh, to most. Flossing is so important. well... Oh. No, I realize that now, alright? In hindsight, I know that. But right now, it doesn't help. Packing is sad. I mean, this whole year's just been so much about my health. I'm over it. Why can't I just be healthy? What's the turtle? What do you mean? What turtle? You mean that turtle? Punk rocker turtle? Oh yeah, that came from the Star Path. So there it is there. It's actually first off the rank, so like you can do the bare minimum and you'll be fine. It's a pretty great turtle. I like it. Alright, so we go back over to my handy dandy spreadsheet. This is the situation. So we've got 46 food items, food things that we need to max out here. Now we could go some easy ones down here. Or we probably should be working on... I mean, to be honest, I went through them pretty quickly. Like, pineapple, I did pretty quickly. So maybe I'll focus, like, because I'm focusing on one at the moment. I'm working on melon. Probably should work on first. Knock out some easy ones. Do that one. We'll do sugarcane. I'm not sure if that's Disney Pixar. I think it's DreamWorks. Oh, Finding Nemo's Pixar. They have been asking where they want Finding Nemo in the games. But yeah, Finding Nemo is... Because there's actually Nemo items in the game already. If memory serves me right, hold up. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's right. This thing works pretty well. If alphabetical. C D E F. There we go. Finding Nemo. There we go. That's the only thing. It's the Manta Ray mobile. So it's basically, you know, Ray that we saw. The teacher. So yeah. That's already in the game. But I do know that they've been thinking about it, and it's like, everyone's like, how can they implement it unless they implement an underworld world? They can they should easily just do it with the bags. You know how at the end of the movie,
I had no idea
they put the fish in the bags and they roll out the window. Just do that. And obviously they can like go into the water and like swim in the water just the way like the Little Mermaid does. So there is like a way of doing it. How much? We're gonna do sugarcane first, and I don't want to do. Don't want to keep on wasting mist of us. What's this? I think Oswald, not Oswald. Olaf is. It's a magical land that can swim behind the carriage. There are rules to the world though. They've been very careful with that. So one thing to note is that they stick to size rules. So like Wood and Buzz are exactly the same realistic size. So is Jack Skellington. So they've been very careful with keeping the accuracy of the actual sizes of the characters, and they haven't really diverged away from that. Now the problem with that is the Finding Nemo characters are very small. The Inside Out characters are going to be very, very small. I don't think that's even possible. But also Cars is another one that's too big. So it'll be interesting to see if those three kind of characters ever get introduced just because of the size, and they've tried it. I don't think there's one character that isn't the size that they were in the movies. At least in the game. Let me check. Go to the characters. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a rule. It's just how it's panned out so far, but it feels like a rule. Yeah, even Mushu. Mushu's really small as well. Remy as well. Nala, all of the Lion King ones are about the same size as they would be in real life. Wally as well. Penelope, yeah. They all have stuck to the same size, so I don't know if it's a rule, but they're doing it. And they haven't diverged away from it yet. So... what if we got an accessory of Nemo in a bag and we run around with the bag like we just won Goldfish and Fair? That would be cool. I think the problem with that is, yeah, if you get them to follow you, you can put them in your bag. I mean, I don't know how they'll do it. I mean, you probably, from a size point of view, you probably could still make it work. The only problem is, how do they travel around? I mean, they could just stay in the water. And they could do that with Flounder as well. But I think one of the things I find fun about the game is the fact of, like, that the characters are walking around interacting with your valley. And the problem with them swimming all the time, and I think this is why they introduced Vanessa's skin and obviously let Ariel walk on land, is this is not interesting having a character out here, like just swimming around. Or like popping up in pools and stuff. It's an interesting concept, and I would love Vanessa to like alternate automatically between like being on land and being in the water, but I don't think it's that interesting, and I think that's why they won't do it. In my opinion, I don't know whether that's their actual thinking, and I think, sometimes it doesn't matter, but the only way they're going to be able to put in Finding Nemo characters is if they're always constantly swimming, or they establish early on how they will travel. And I think the easiest way is in the bags. And just make that a skin. Or maybe give them the ability to alternate automatically. They've done well so far with the game. But they're discussing and showing effort. Yeah, exactly. You have to give them props for it. They're very good at responding, one, to the market, and two, to their customers, which is so rare for video game companies to do. I think you can see them responding to the market, how they've changed their monetization, because you have to remember the game was always intended to be free to play. They saw that that's not the way things are going. That people are pushing back on subscriptions. They're pushing back on FOMO. And by pushing back on FOMO, I mean everyone's just like, no one gives a shit about FOMO anymore. But the problem with FOMO is that the reason why it works is because it's special. And so FOMO stops working if it stops being special. And if everyone's got FOMO, if every game's got FOMO, and you miss out on enough FOMO, you realize, or miss out on enough events and stuff, and equipment and stuff, you stop caring about it. And so what these guys have been slowly going is like, that was the original proposal, and now they're moving away from it, and they're adapting to the market, and they're responding to the market. The market's not going that direction, so they got to go, all right, people don't like FOMO, how do we fix that without completely changing, what our game intended to do? So instead of letting people do Star Pass, they're just offering the items that are available in the Star Pass through other means, for a monetization mean. Instead of going free to play, they are making it still a paid game, but still adding to the game to bring more people into the game. To get people more excited about the game, they're adding an expansion pack. They're growing the game. They're treating the game more like an MMO than a single player game. So it's a single player game that's been treated like an MMO, and that's why it's survived, in my opinion. And that's the direction it's going to work perfect for them. I think it's given them legs. It's given them stability as well. They're in, like, if you look at the actual player metrics, it's been pretty consistent over the last year, and they probably can only grow and sustain that if they keep at the current rate. There is so much more they can do with this game, especially from a multiplayer aspect. The fact that they haven't completely tapped into the multiplayer potential of the game shows there's still a leap for them to go. So the fact that they've got a good following at the moment, got a good sustainable player base, and potentially more. And eventually you got to get to a point that there's going to be something for everybody in the game. And I think that's going to be another thing as well. Like, there's going to eventually reach a point that you could go to anyone that's liked anything Disney or Pixar and go, what character do you like? It's in here. And that's exciting, I reckon. Because that means anyone can get roped in. I mean, I'm... no, damn it, I'm going to ruin my age thing.
I don't think my ancestors ever
I'm
imagined
36. 36, 37. I think I'm 36. I'm a 36-year-old male. I'm playing a Disney game, and I play it because of my own crazy, my own ADHD, and it helps me sort it out. But there is something for me in here, even though it wasn't always my type of game. And that's the case for. There's gonna be a case for everybody. You can go to anyone and go like, "What's your favorite?" My favorite Pixar movie is not in this game, and I don't think it may never ever be in this game. And that's Bug's Life. Bug's Life was the first Pixar movie I saw. And now, if we go back to our conversation about scale and all that, I think the character's a little bit too small to be in this game. Potentially, it could still be in it, and you would just have to make them a bit bigger. But I've always was a fan of Bug's Life and Gargoyles. Now, those will probably never be in the game, but there is something else for me in this game. It's just the crazy cave. And you can tell by the tangent where that conversation went. It didn't really have a direction. I just went all over the show. But yeah, I'm super interested to see it. Like, the only disappointment I have with the new expansion pack coming is the characters, because I did feel like, I was very meh on it. Apart from Hades. Hades is well, Hercules is one of my favorite ones. You freaking love Bug's Life. Bug's Life is a great movie. Underappreciated Pixar movie, I reckon. One that's like, it's about environmentalism and like overfeeding and all that stuff. Like, it's like prime for a modern age kind of like sequel. I think it was 2002 came out? It came out after Toy Story 1. Is... Oh, okay. 1998. Damn. Wow. A lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, maybe Bug's Life. No, Toy Story 2 was 2002. Alright, so that's Sugar King. Alright, now Cocoa Bean. Cocoa Bean. Gather up. Ah, Eve is. That was also 99. Damn it. What was 2002? Why have I got 2002 stuck in gonna be like four monsters. Leave. Oh, right there.
You know, I really like it here.
Alright, let me get my coffee.
Time to prepare today's meal.
Alright, back. Random fact, Toy Story was the first Pixar made. That's not really random. Everyone knows that, right? It's the first movie they made. I don't think it was the first thing they made. They made the short. They made the bouncing lamp thing first. You know how that's at the beginning of every movie? They made, I think the first Pixar one was the lamp. Random Pats and someone else. That's true. I guess that's the definition of random, right? Alright, I'm gonna get... Oh. What is that? Alright, the melon should be ready soon. Wow. That's all the cocoa. I think there's only 5. Think of it, there's only 5 cocoa. No, they give me 30 cocoa. Alright, so according to this, I needed 137. So I'm gonna have to farm cocoa. Cocoa? Cocoa for a little bit. My girlfriend's trying to make me healthier, so she doesn't use regular milk anymore. I got almond milk. Ever since being sick and needing to be all healthy, healthy sucks. Why do people live healthy? I have to stop having sugar stuff as well. I wish it was a year ago. Ignorance was bliss. Cool. Alright, so cocoa is going to be the next one. It's going to be the next goal. So basically, what I want here on the spreadsheet to kind of then move on is to reach a point where I can't really progress. So the definition of not really progressing is really just having some of the ones that respawn being the only ones I need to do. So ones that grow on trees and stuff, I can smash out. So this is what we'll do for the week. We'll probably just do all this, and then next week, because that's the next week is the final week, I think, before the expansion. We will just do remodeling for the final video, and then the final few days will be just grinding out more stuff. So I'm probably gonna need another farming buddy. Other guy also fun.
Hello.
I need to like start doing a few extra sessions as well. Of Dreamlight Valley, because I mean, I think the problem that I have right now, I haven't done some really big grinding day. Like sometimes I just grinded stuff for an entire day in Dreamlight Valley, but I haven't really done any of those kind of sessions for a while, and I think I'm overdue for a couple of them. Just start streaming this and just grind it out. And so if anyone wants an update of my stock, I have posted a link in the Discord, so if you got anything that you want to contribute to my goal, let me know. I'm not going to say no to it. Pretty much I'm going to take all the help I can get. There it goes. Oh, this one. Oh yes. And it's filling out a lot of my memories as well, which is So now I need.
Hi there, pal.
How long does Coca? Oh, I don't understand. Like, you'd think all the stuff that counts as foraging would be under foraging. It's not. It's under. I think it's under ingredients. Yeah, it's under ingredients. There it is. 30 minutes. Alright, so it's the same time as the... Alright, so... Mulan time being...
Hi.
Oh, she's dead.
I've never been somewhere.
I've made them even, so there's an even amount of characters that do all the,
Of
tasks.
course.
What is this? So what I need, so I've got 4 crops. 350 for each one. I need 1,000 for one. That's done. Alright, seriously. Oh, much better. Alright. Play 1 or 2 away. Hi, Calypso. Wow, that's a name I've not seen for a while. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. I don't know how much you know about my recent happenings. But yeah, Calypso was someone that watched me a long time ago when I first started doing this. But I'm not sure if you know about my recent health problems. No, okay. Alright, the long and the short of it. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'm pretty open with it. The long and the short of it is that I now have a machine plugged into my heart. It's got an LVAD, the left ventricle assisted device. It operates to the left side of my heart. And I will need a heart transplant. They're trying to save my heart at the moment. It's not very likely, and they're very open with the fact it's not very likely. They even put it on my most recent medical notes that I most likely will need a transplant. They just have to wait until it stops improving before they can officially put me on the list, because of the rules that they have. And also, I'm not in an immediate danger.
You should be proud.
It had me consider more things that happen. I've had enough things happen in my life, like this past year. So now I fly up to Auckland. So I'm in Wellington. I fly up to Auckland every 6 months, which annoyingly they booked the next appointment on my birthday, which is a bit shit. So I have to fly there on my birthday. Yeah, I get that. I have a friend with kidney failure at the moment. It's not as severe as a heart transplant. Yeah, it's basically I had a bicuspid valve, genetically born with a bicuspid valve, which nowadays they do screen kids when they're born for it, so this doesn't normally happen. But it was undiscovered for 37 years, and eventually it caused issues, and now it's buggered my heart so much that I'm gonna need a heart transplant. Basically, the left side of my heart is scarred and dead, and so what they're trying to basically do at the moment, because they never put me on drug therapy before, and normally people that are in my scenario, they go through like years of drug therapy before they reach a point of this. Because it was so immediate, they had no proof that the drug therapy was actually going to be effective. So then they started putting me on drugs, and my body responded very well to it, because luckily everything else in my body is fine. And so because it's responding so well, and because the rules say, and they do generally believe there is a small hypothetical chance that it could recover, that they're going to try. It's never happened before in New Zealand. They've never implanted one of these machines and then explanted it. It happens quite a lot overseas, because they are, let's say, a little bit more liberal with installing these. But in New Zealand, they've never explanted one. Oh no, take that back. They've only ever explanted once, and that was after somebody had some postnatal issues with her heart. And so after she gave birth, they had to plug one into her just to keep her going, and then eventually they had it explanted from her. But that was coming from someone that already had a healthy heart. So it's a little bit different. But that's the only scenario that they've explanted. But part of me is just like, I just want this over and done with. But also part of me is just like, if this works, if they're able to explant this, one, I'll be special. I'll be gloating it out and special. But two, it will give a good test case for other people in my scenario. Especially in New Zealand, because it's so rare. And this is all government funded. The only way they can do stuff is with what do they call it in law, a precedent. Without, if they only can do stuff in New Zealand if there's already a precedent to do it. So if this works and they're able to explant it and my heart keeps going and I'm fine, they can go, alright, this worked, even though it did cost money. He is now living a better life, and we didn't need to give him a heart transplant, and it saved a transplant. So we can spend money, save transplants, and that way more people can get transplants that actually will need it. So there's that aspect of it. In the meantime, it's going to suck for me. And it could not work, and that will suck too. But also in the small chance that it could benefit other people. And I know it's a little egotistical of me, but I don't know. I just like the opportunity to be able to do something for other people. And assume you're taking it easy, Nox. No, I have to exercise because you want your heart going. So I've got a treadmill that I'm on. I live in a lot of stairs. I don't. You probably don't know this, but in Wellington, pretty much everywhere has stairs. So I walk up and down about 40, 50 stairs up or down and then up again. Not every day, but normally if I leave the house. So I'm typically not leaving the house as much anymore. I'm still working because I need to pay rent. One thing that did suck is the minute I got back from Auckland, my landlord raised the rent on me. The first thing he said to me is like, I was meaning to talk to you, and I told him, well, obviously you couldn't talk to me because I was in. I didn't say obviously, but you know, you couldn't talk to me because I was in the hospital, and he knew that because my mum came by and told him. He said he raised the rent on me, and so I had to go back to work the next month, and so pretty much all my money's been going into saving for my heart transplant, because obviously that's going to stop me from working. I need to pay the rent somehow. There was an initiative that the government was putting through before the government changed, before the recent election, which was income protection through ACC, and that would have paid for it, but unfortunately I didn't have that, so I didn't have any insurance. So because I'm like 36 without a home, I didn't have any need for insurance, and I thought it was fine. And so all my money is going into savings. So luckily someone actually donated yesterday on the stream, and that money's coming through now, and I'll pop that directly into that savings pot. So I've got about 7 weeks now of rent saved, so I have got time off. Luckily work is really good with it, so work has been very kind of respectful. They've moved me into a less stressful area, you could say. They didn't need to, but they did. And I've been taking it a bit easy. Everyone's very respectful for it. And everyone's telling me to take it easy, but I've got the mentality of like, if it was up to me, I would not work. I would just not do anything until I get my heart transplant. But I kind of don't have the luxury. And a lot of people in America, especially from a monetary health point of view, can't do that because they have to pay for the healthcare. Luckily, all my healthcare is paid for. It's just the rent, and everything else isn't. And keep in mind, my brother-in-law also died in October. So October last year. So my brother-in-law died in October. I got sick in December, and so my family's gone through a bit. And so I couldn't move back to my parents or anything like that. But my partner's been lovely, and she's been helping me out. I can't move back with my parents and that to save on rent and stuff, because there's 3 ADHD. My nieces are there. I love them, but they're crazy. 3 ADHD nieces and my sister there now. I'm living with them, so I can't go back there because that's got to stress me out even more. So we're staying where I am now. Do you not have anything from the government that help pay rent? Like in the UK, have a thing called universal credit. When something like this happens to you, you lose your job. I mean, I didn't lose my job. I still get more from my job than I did if I live off the government. Yeah, if you don't work, yeah, that's true. Only full-time beneficiary would get paid anything. That's true, yeah, that sucks. I mean, I get to work at home. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not in like a terrible situation. Work is trying to push me to work. I'm choosing to work. I could technically not work and then get paid, but my lifestyle would be shit, and I wouldn't have any way to save or anything like that. So I'm in a very privileged, I like to say, privileged scenario that my work has been really good, letting me work from home. I do work a government job, so some of the initiatives that they're trying to push through and getting me back into the office is raising a bit of concern. Now, luckily, we've been able to push back on it and say, hey, my health scenario. But it sounds like they're trying to push for people in a health scenario that can't work from the office to be let go, which is a bit nasty. So that's... but that hasn't happened yet, so that's something that could potentially happen. But at the moment, I'm in a very privileged and lucky, and I get paid well for my job. Unfortunately, with health problems come dentistry issues apparently as well. So I'm spending a bit of cash on that at the moment. I was tempted not to get any dental work yesterday when they told me the prices, but I'm also like, Dave, don't be stupid. This is your health here. Like, you can't really be a bit flimsy with it. So I might have to go in debt for that and take some of that savings out of it, but I kind of have to as well. So I'm only going to make sure that it's necessary. Like, I have to get 2 fillings in today. And a part of me is just like, nah, don't do it because it's too expensive. But also I'm like, it's probably a smarter idea to do it now rather than later. The country isn't for the working folk. I mean, Q, I wouldn't say that entirely because we do have ACC. I think it just needs to be better. And they need to put more money into social aspects of it rather than take it out. Because at the moment, with the new shift in government, they're taking all the money out of all the social things that are supposed to help people, which is not going to help. I spoke to you, you told me about your brother-in-law. Get a sledgehammer, knock out all your teeth, get dentures sorted. Yeah. Dentures are lame, but yeah, I mean, I think emergency, like, they've put through, because my wisdom teeth have to be pulled out. So what I think they've done, because of my particular scenario, they've put a request through the hospital for it to be taken out. So I think it might be free because of my scenario, because I have no choice, because if they don't get taken out, it can lead to infection. There's a health issue or like a severe health issue if I don't get them removed. So I might get them out. But if it does cost me money, like, I looked it up, and if they were not to send me to the hospital, it would cost about $2 grand to get it removed. So if they come back and tell me it's still $2 grand, I'm gonna like say no. And if they go, well, your health, I'm like, I'm not paying $2 grand for that. What's the point in living if you're in debt the whole time? Then you're working for somebody else. You're living for somebody else. So I probably will push back on it. But I'll find out. I'm probably going to get the fillings. The fillings are probably a couple hundred, and I've got emergency money there. But if all the emergency money goes, I mean, what then? Oh, very annoying. Alright, what did I have melon there? I'll just update. Oh, that's nice. Alright, I've got 2 minutes here. My partner screwed his wrists over the 3 years he worked his last job. He wasn't eligible for ACC since it wasn't just a straight up accident. It was on it. Yeah, that's the issue with ACC is that the A in ACC accident has to be an accident. I didn't qualify for ACC because the heart was a genetic condition. Look, squirrel. Yeah, who's a squirrel? Yeah, squirrel's there. There you go, squirrel. And that's the thing with ACC. ACC is not universal healthcare. ACC is for healthcare for accidents, and now that has been attempted to be expanded on. But every time it gets expanded on, it's got pushback on it. ACC needs to evolve into universal healthcare, and the last few governments have, or the last government tried to do that with the income protection insurance. So you would pay ACC and the income protection will cover you. So the income protection scheme, from my understanding, was if you were unable to work, accident or no accident, you would be paid 80% of your salary. So at the moment, ACC pays you 80% of your salary if it's an accident. The income protection aspect of it was just for everything, like everything, my health problem would have been covered by that. But then the new government came in and scrapped it and got rid of it. And I know a lot of money had been put into developing the scheme, and that scheme was about 3 to 4 months away from actually launching. So it's ACC is limited by legislation. And to keep this in mind, my uncle changed ACC legislation. I'll see if I can show it. Alright, I gotta go, but I'll see if I can do this. Why isn't caps lock? And this is kind of revealing who I am a little bit. I'm going to show you my uncle, who sadly passed away when I was in hospital. But this is him. Dunedin's man's long ACC battle to pay off with law change. So he got the law for ACC change. Basically, the long and the short of it is my auntie Shirley got hit by a car when she was in the CBD of Dunedin, and sadly she died. She passed away just before she was going to retire. So my uncle was obviously very, very sad about it. Obviously very sad. He was heartbroken about it because they were building like a home to go traveling with. And so when someone's partner dies, they get an ACC comp. But because he was getting a super at the same time, the law said he couldn't get both, because you can't get ACC comp and a pension at the same time. Now his argument is, well, the pension is something I hit 65 and I'm entitled to, but my my partner's death, that should have no bearing on that. So you're basically saying that I'm disadvantaged by my partner dying when I was the age I was at. So he claimed it was ageist, because if he wasn't 65, he would be getting it. So he took it to the Human Rights Tribunal, and he won. And he ended up getting the law changed. So now people that lose their partner, and lose the partner in an accident, it was a hit and run. The guy was arrested and was charged. You lose your partner and you're on super, you do get both. And he needed that money because he had a lot of stuff he needed to close out for her, and kind of he had a huge van that he needed to get rid of. He needed to move out of the home he was in. There was a lot of stuff that Shirley would also do, and that he came from a generation where there were gender roles and all that fun stuff. So, but ACC technically hadn't broken the law, and so that's the issue. So, for the law was in favor of the ACC, my uncle said no, and he spent years, and eventually he was actually at government to sign the law. I think it was a New Zealand First MP at the time. I got it signed, and sadly, yeah, he passed away when I was in hospital, and I never got to go to his funeral. Sucked. The same day that the blood clot around my heart moved, and I personally nearly died, because I don't know, something I haven't mentioned. I had a stroke when I was in hospital too, and also I had a blood clot around my heart and it moved, and it caused me to basically nearly die on the same day that he did die. Yeah, my mum says that, because my mum's not religious, but Finn was sort of religious, and my mum secretly thinks that he gave his life just to keep me alive, the same way my nana did, because my nana died exactly a year after I survived meningitis, because she said apparently out loud she would give her life to make sure I was okay. I don't believe in all that kind of stuff, but anyway, I gotta go to work. This is getting too emotional for me. I'm dead inside. Anyway, thanks everybody. So we're gonna leave it there. I'll be back on tomorrow at the same time as always. But thanks Kiwi, thanks Calypso, good to see you again. Thanks Jen, thanks Theresa, and thanks Mr. Tanker, and thanks anyone else that's up there. Chin up Day who'll be rooting. I'm still alive for now. But I appreciate you all being around for me to get things out, because I don't get to go out anymore. Don't get to get drunk and just vent all my issues out to people. This is the closest thing I get to it. So I appreciate everyone for popping along and playing a silly game with me and giving me company. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm getting too emotional. Anyway, do it next time.